Colorado flipped. Let's start with Adrian Wilson. They flipped. This kid had been committed to TCU and Oregon, and then was at Arizona State decommitted on Wednesday. And then I saw that I mentioned this on Friday, Crystal Ball to Colorado, and then flipped. They flipped him, and they also flipped a UCF defense or commit, Christian Hudson. Now they flipped him. He was a recruit.
Too, dude.
Yeah, that's a hell of a player. Right?
It's like he'll put his hands on you and rock that heart, and your fucking grandma will feel it in the stands.
Yeah, no doubt. He was a recruit at the UCF game, and now has flipped his commitment to Colorado. So, Matt, your thoughts on Colorado flipping these two guys, and the train keeps rolling. Go ahead.
I love it, dog. I think that the ability to do this, I don't care if he's going to commit to 3 other places. Who gives a shit? Now he's committed to CU. So I think that it's awesome to see this. This is what you want to see, especially after big wins. This proves to you that the recruiting and the way they do things is working. And you know what I love? Because I'm like this. I love that they go after other schools' recruits. I fucking love it because some coaches are like very pro quo about this. They're like, oh, he's committed. We're going to respect that. And I don't think like that at all. So, like, if I'm out and love you, Bree, but like hot chick back in the day, you better guard her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way you can Boulder. You better guard it. You better show love. If not, we're just going to swoop in backdoor man style and take your shit. Yeah. So, dog, I'm telling you, like, that's what they're doing in Boulder, straight backdoor man. And if you're not guarding, gone. And all of a sudden they're in Boulder playing. So, it's just, this is the kind of shit you want. It's what you want to see. Oh, I remember the next guest. Uncle Neely will be on the show, dog.
Really?
Yeah, we were talking a long time before the show. So he's off this week. He goes home for a week. But next week, I was talking to him about maybe we can go up there on Wednesday and get Bucky and Neely and everybody together and just do like a big roundtable type show. So I'm waiting to see what they say about that, but I don't know why we wouldn't. So that's pretty fucking cool too. I love that guy, man.
He's that'd be sweet.
Yeah, so that would be pretty
awesome.
Kick-ass. Yeah.
Sweet. But yeah, back to these two recruits. Look
at this one. If she looked, she took. Man, we're on the same page.
Sure. Shout out to D Jones. But yeah, Big Matt, just talk about this. Why do you just talk about why you love Colorado going after other schools' recruits? What makes you say that? And then talk about Colorado landing these two recruits a little bit.
Because it breeds contempt. And contempt in college football is how rivalries are built.
Yeah.
And it breeds like this. Fuck them. I can't believe they stole our guys. Get your game up.
Yeah.
Win. Yeah, and don't tell me that the UCF game wasn't a Colorado recruiting trip. They just flipped their best defensive lineman who was at the game. Brett went to the UCF CU game. He didn't. Why? Do you remember why he went? I sent you the message so he could watch who?
Colorado play.
Exactly. I can't wait to go watch CU play at UCF. So again, like the kid that flipped from Arizona State, he's got eyeballs.
Yeah.
He sees what's happening. And I know he's been committed to 4 places, but you know what? He dabbles. He liked to dabble, and I think now he's home. So, and even if he drops and goes somewhere else, you know what? That sucks. Go find another one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, the other thing that's really cool about this too is I think the opportunity to play at Colorado now is almost at the level of like when an Alabama offers you under Saban, when Heupel offers you at Tennessee, when Dan Lanning offers you at Oregon. I know you guys don't like Dan, but I love him. He's my boy. And we can have a nice rivalry there. I hope we play him in the playoff. Fuck them. But I love him. Like that's like when you get offered by one of those schools, it's different. When you're an old lineman and Oklahoma offers you, and I know they're struggling this year, but when Bill Beatenbaugh gives you the validation that you can play, that's pretty much all I need to fucking know. And again, everybody in the chat that doesn't understand why, who coached Phil Loadholt and then mentored him for 3 years at Oklahoma? Bill Beatenbaugh. Why do you think the offensive line is playing so well? because Coach Lodehold has taken everything he's learned from that man and in the NFL under Eric Bieniemy, by the way, run game coordinator at Minnesota, where he blocked for Adrian Peterson, who is the baddest motherfucker ever to carry a football, maybe.
Yep.
Complete package. I don't know if there's ever been a better player than AP. And then you go and you take all that knowledge. He goes back to Oklahoma and works under him for 2 years and then gets his first job with CU. And arguably what he's done at CU should get him Assistant of the Year if Livingston wasn't there. Fuck.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just when CU now goes after you as a player, I think that validates who you are as a player to the rest of the country. Whereas back in the day, like I've said this before, we're not recruiting frat boys anymore, and thank God. And we shouldn't. Yeah. Like, no offense, but your grade point average shouldn't be the first thing that gets you in the door at CU. Or if he's a really good student. I don't give a Tiffany fuck if he's a really good student.
Yeah, come on.
We're here to reform guys, not recruit them. Mm-hmm. I want the dude that's right on the fucking edge that will go to class and stay eligible and do his job and be good in the community, but on Saturday is going to rip your fucking head off and shit down your neck and do it in the nicest way possible so Coach Brian doesn't hear me cuss.
Yep. Yeah.
Period. And like this for years at the University of Colorado. For fucking years. Not when I was there, of course, because Coach Barnett, we were wild motherfucking animals. But for years after I left, it was like, oh, well, how's his grade point average? The first thing. And I'd be like, fuck, dog. We're trying to be Harvard by the mountains and shit. All this tight white bullshit that you guys are trying to pull is going to put us in the fucking gutter. And where'd it put us? The gutter. For 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach McIntyre was the only coach that I saw walk in and actually try and change things. And it worked. They won the Big 12 South in 16. He had 2 or 3 more years at 5 and 7. If he could have gotten over the hump, maybe he sticks around longer. I have a lot of respect for McIntyre. The other coaches, I don't know. We'll see. Down the road, maybe it eases up. But look, you have to recruit the right guys. You have to recruit football players first. Period. Yeah. And if you have to work the system a little bit to get them into fucking school, or you have to piss off some administrator who's a fucking art and science major or some shit, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly. First off, you ain't got to ever make everybody happy until you got to have your priorities straight, like you just said. So 100%.
Yeah, this one, I only see a couple of these because I'm talking the whole time because this is what we do here. But Reed Brown or Red Brown or whatever the fuck, if they land Juju, they're looking at 7, 8, 9 wins next year with the young Buffs. I think they will land Juju and he will play and start. If he doesn't, I think Staub will play for a while and then he'll play like when he's ready. Yep. But I do think that next year they'll take a little bit of a step back. They're going to lose Shador and Travis and, Wester and some other guys to the draft. But I do think that also, I know this for a fact, and I truly believe it. I think that they went – thank you, Aaron. You're the fucking man. I think that they know what they want in the transfer portal now. I think they know what they want. I think they know how to go get it. And I think that now, instead of going to seek players out in the transfer portal, they're going to have people lining up to come play in Boulder. So, like, here's a hypothetical. Did Stanley just give us another $70?
Yeah, shout out to Stanley Harris. I was waiting for this. Stanley Harris back in the house. He says, need to get a full body massage after this.
Yeah, you just let me know. I'll warm these goddamn claws up for you. And I got foot massages, just ask the ladies. I got my technique down and everything. I don't be tickling enough.
Shout out to Stanley Harris.
You're the fucking man, dog. 6-0 brought to you by, or the 0 to 60 brought to you by Stanley motherfucking Big Dick Harris. So what I'm saying is, like, now guys are going to be lining up to come to Boulder. So hypothetically, Texas has got 2 pretty good quarterbacks, right? Ewers and Manning. Well, Ewers isn't playing at a first-round level right now. And Manning's coming in for him, and, like, we'll see what happens there. But let's say Ewers is like an end of the first-round pick or a second-rounder even, and he doesn't want to go Will Levis this bitch. Mm-hmm. Okay? Like, Will went in the second round instead of the first. That makes him rather expendable, and they're already playing Rudolph. Okay? So Mr. Mayonnaise might be on the way out. I think next year there's no fucking way in hell that Manning doesn't play and start. So if you're Quinn Ewers, and this is a hypothetical, he may still go, okay? But let's say Texas loses again and they don't make the playoff, and all of a sudden Ewers is like, I can't go in the second or third round. I'm not just going to go out because that would be bad. That would be bad fucking advice. That would be bad agent. That would be bad coaching. Like if I'm Quinn Ewers, I'm entering the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck, CU needs a veteran quarterback. And then all of a sudden you've got Juju and like, bro, then you got depth and competition and like, I'm just saying you can't just because you're recruiting Juju and you want him, that doesn't mean you don't bring in a great guy in the portal too if there's potential to do that. You've got to keep stocking the fucking pantry, you feel me? So I think there's going to be a ton of guys that are going to be looking for Colorado next year instead of Colorado looking for a ton of guys. And that is going to be also scary. You're going to have a line of just fucking badass players. They're like, can I transfer to CU? And then CU is going to be like, I don't know. Can you? Let me watch your tape. Let's see who the best of the bunch is. And that's who we're taking now. Fucking right we are too. That's the fucking way it's supposed to be, goddammit.
Damn right.
100% supposed to be. Oh, and by the way, that 23 ranking, that looks really good. I'm really glad it's 2-3 as well because I'm a Jordan fan, obviously, and because I like winners.
Yeah.
And to be ranked 23, it makes me happy, man. I can't sit here and act like I'm not. And look, now, isn't it sweeter now, everyone?
Yes.
Everybody was clamoring for the fucking the ranking, and so was I. I didn't really think it mattered. I don't really think this matters either. It's pretty cool though. I'm glad. And look, now we get, and I guarantee you they move up next week because they have a bye. And people underneath them are going to lose. And we'll talk about that as the week goes on. But it being set in 23, what are the 3-4 ranked Big 12 teams? Go back to that real quick. It's BYU, Iowa State, Kansas State, and us, right?
Yes.
Hey, look at Washington State in there, 2-2.
Good Washington. Wazoo cracks the top 25.
That's pretty fucking cool. Well, good for them, man. They beat Oregon. Who'd they beat?
Oregon State, I believe.
Yeah, Oregon State played Cal. That's so weird. Washington State and Oregon State schedule is crazy. Did you see that? They play twice next year, dog. Do you now? Why? That's not weird. That's division shit. Do you think that maybe college football goes that route in the future? No.
I could see it. I mean, imagine Colorado playing Kansas State twice a year or playing. But
they would have to expand the schedule big time. Yeah, you would have to have like an NFL 16, 17 game schedule for that to work. And look, I think they should expand the schedule anyway. Everybody should play 9 or 10 conference games, especially with the conference being bigger. And you should play 3. I think you should play 3 non-conference games. One of them can be a group of 5 school that's a rival, but the other 2 have to be Power 5 schools.
Yeah.
That would be the rule that I would put in.
That sounds pretty fair.
Washington State beat San Diego State. So, good for them. Good for the Cougs. Good for the Cougs.
Yeah. Shout out to the Washington State Cougs.